All right, guys, it's that time for the NFL picks. And we will start with the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. Last week we did really well. We did the college last week. I'm not going to do college today. I didn't get a chance to go over college. I did see that the Florida Gators are playing Miami. I definitely think Miami's going to win. I was kind of surprised that the line, I think, was only like 7.5. I would probably go with the Miami to cover 7.5. Miami is good. I mean, they are good. They're fast, man. They're fast. I think they're going to win by at least 2 touchdowns or at least 10 points. So last week we did on our NFL percentage. So when you listen to this, you might want to bet every one of these games because I'm typically, like last week, I won 67% of my NFL. 67%. And that's with spreads. If you don't do it with spreads, that's pointless. You know what I mean? My college was 57%. You know, that's... You do those type of percentages, you're going to be very successful. All right. And now they're also I'm going to try to film this for you guys so you guys can see the way that I do my sports betting. It's the new technology way to do it. Sports betting is not the way that it used to be. And you get a lot of these fake gurus that go on YouTube and they have these picks, like get my picks for money. Man, you better prove yourself. There's very few guys that can do that. And the ones that usually can do it, they're just having a successful YouTube channel and they usually will give them out for free. But it's very difficult to find those guys that give you those 50% to 60% win rates consistently throughout the whole year. I mean, you guys can watch these guys. So, for example, like CBS Sports, they literally have 2 clowns. They're really good at talking, but they're the worst pickers in the world. For like 2-3 years straight, they're having losing seasons of picking spreads. That's pretty typical. Most of these people cannot do it. And the ones that do it, sometimes they're just lucky where it's not throughout the whole year. But there are a few people that can do it. And I believe I'm one of those people. Now, I do have some sources, so I can't take all the credit. So I do have a couple people that make a living doing sports betting. I know that's kind of hard to believe, but they really do. All right, with that being said, the new technology is different, guys. It's totally different. You can go ahead and do, like, I'm going to give you these picks, and you could technically go do all of these games before they start and put your picks in, and we're probably going to average 57%, which is amazing. Okay, that's really good. That means you're going to make money every single time. But where I make my money in sports betting, no one trained me to do what I'm about to tell you. Nobody did. I just have ways of figuring out how to win. So what I did was I bet with the Hard Rock, okay? And I have the Hard Rock app. And that's legal here in Florida. We can't gamble online except for sports betting, okay? So we have an app, and when you have the app, the new way of betting is you never bet before the game. Now, I bet every one of these picks that I'm about to give you, I bet them all before the game. But I don't go crazy on my bet size. My bet sizes are small, and my goal is to just come out, if I bet $50 or $100 a game, my goal is just to come out $100 to $200, and I'm happy. That's all my goal is on these particular picks. However, every single game This is going to blow your mind, okay? Every single game, I typically average about 5 bets in mid-game. So what I'm doing is I've figured out a formula that is working. It is working. That I have never seen anybody teach this, because they can't really teach it to you unless they film what I'm doing. So first of all, they'd have to do what I'm doing, and I'm sure that there's tons of people who are. It's not like, I don't believe that I'm the only person in the world that's come up with this idea and proven it's a winner. So what I'm doing is like this. So let's say that we pick one of our games, and let's say we take the Chargers -3, and we put our bets in before the game starts. And the line was -110. So you got to put out 110 to win 100. You took the favor, and you got to give up 3 points. Now, if you watch that game and you have your app in your hand, you could be looking at those lines and it shows the constant moving of the field, who has the ball, what down it is. So what you're going to learn is just sit there and watch it. And what you're going to learn is that every single moment throughout the game, there is huge opportunities. And one of the things that I have learned that works like crazy is if you have good instincts of like recognizing the favorite, you know which team's the favorite. So you know the Chargers are favored. So if you, for example, have the other team score a field goal or even a touchdown, you're going to see the line on the Chargers move, and everything's constantly moving and changing. So for example, you want to be smart. You wouldn't want to put a bet in if the Chargers have 3rd down and 8. You wouldn't want to put a bet in on the Chargers at that moment. You want to wait until they have to punt and the other team has the ball, because you're going to get better odds. So what I have done that's been super successful is I'll look for teams that get penalized because they have to punt the ball or they fumble the ball or something like that. I'll look for situations that cause one side to go up like plus 265 or plus 180, or the favorite team that you paid minus 110 for, I'm getting for plus plus 120 because something happened or the other team scored. And then I'll jump on that. So I'm constantly taking moves. So then during the game, as soon as something happens positive to your team that you just picked, you will see the casino offer you settlements. So they'll say, like, let's say you're plus 260, and then your team either your team just scores a touchdown, and now they have a tie football game, and the casino's looking at it as, oh crap, this guy's got plus 265 on this team. Let's go ahead and offer him a settlement. And you have to analyze what the settlement is. It'll show, hey, we'll give you this much right now. Guys, so many times I win bet after bet after bet after 5 minutes of buying my bet, where I'm taking a settlement in the positive, more than what I paid, obviously. So I take that settlement, and then I go right back and put myself in another good situation with that game. I do it again and again and again. So I'm constantly doing that. Now, if I see that I chose something that's going to lose, and I know it's going to lose, let's say that the transaction was $20 and they offer me $4.75. I'm only going to take that if I'm confident that I'm just going to lose. So I do try to reduce something and I get back something. There's tons of times that I know I can't win the game, but yet I get back like 10% or 20% of my wager. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing, okay? So you just have to get really, really good with that. And the best way that I can do that for you is to film it So what I'll do is I'll have it up. I'll have my app up on my big screen, and I'll just do a whole day, and you guys will be like blown away. I'll wager like up to like $5,000, and it'll all be like increments like 200 here, 200 here, 150 here, 150 here, $20 here, and I'm constantly negotiating. Or now I never negotiate though when I get a good deal, and then of course I see everything going good for the team that I have. If I see that I have a high percentage chance of winning that, I'm not going to negotiate it. I only usually negotiate it if I'm still where I still think that I could technically lose here. There's no guarantee that I'm going to win. I always take the sure money. Okay? All right, so I'll film that for you guys one day. All right, so the first pick we're going to go with is the Browns and against the Packers. The Green Bay Packers, everybody knows, is doing fantastic. The Browns are at home. They do get, I believe they get like 7.5 or something like that. The under is 41.5. I'm going to go with the under. So I've already put that bet in. Now, of course, I'll be paying attention to my mid lines and constantly doing those bets as well. Okay, the next one is the Rams against the Eagles. If you can get the Rams for 3.5, where you get 3.5 points, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Rams, okay? All right, the next thing that we do, had a family member interrupting me. The next thing that we do is the Panthers against the Falcons. The Panthers are at home, and I'm going to go with the team total. So don't be confused. This is not the total of the whole game. This is the team total for the Panthers only. Will be under 19.5. The Panthers will fail to score 20 points. That's what I'm wagering on. Okay, the Falcons defense is good. I'm impressed with them. Okay, the Colts against Tennessee. Definitely I like the under 43.5. Okay, I just like both of those defenses. So we're going to take a chance at the 43.5 under. Okay, the Jets and the Bucks. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. This was originally picked before I heard that Justin Fields is not going to play. So I'm going to repeat that. I did not know that Justin Fields was not going to play. So I picked, it was actually my favorite bet, was the over 44.5. Okay? Now, Justin Fields, I believe, is not going to play, but I would double check that. Okay? If Justin Fields does not play, then obviously we want to look at the Bucks line. If it's like -6.5, we want to go ahead and probably take the Bucks. But guys, when do you see the Bucks win by a lot of points? They're never winning by a lot of points. Like, never. They always somehow either come back or they make it like a nail biter. Like, I never see the Bucks win by a lot. So I would probably just take the money line on the Bucks. I would go money line on the Bucks if Justin Fields does not play. If Justin Fields plays, we want the over 44.5. Okay, Washington against the Raiders. I'm going to go with Washington for 3.5, giving up -3.5. We're going to take Washington at home against the Raiders. If the line's at 3, even better. Okay, Steelers against the Patriots. This one was a tough one. But I have to go with the money line on the Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers to figure out a way to win and just take the Steelers heads up, straight up. No points. We don't want no points. We don't give no points. Just take the Steelers on the money line. Okay, the Bengals and the Vikings. Give me the over 42.5. Over 42.5. I think that both starting quarterbacks are out. They are pretty decent. Vikings are pretty good on defense, but the Bengals defense stinks. and you've got rookie quarterbacks, and you're going to just have a lot of probably turnovers and people turning it over by their own end zone, interceptions. It's just, it's going to be a mess. So somehow I think that gets over. Okay. The Houston against the Jaguars. Houston is on the road. Jaguars are at home. Give me Houston. I really like Houston's defense. So I'm going to do the money line. I'm going to take the money line on Houston. Saints and the Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Saints team under 17.5 points. I say that the Saints will not score 18 points or more in that football game. I'm going to go with the under on the team under. Saints. Okay. Chargers and Broncos. It's a good game. I just got to go with the Chargers here. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to give up 2.5 points. Okay, the Bears and the Cowboys. Ooh, this is a tough one, man. This is a really tough one. I'm going to take the Cowboys on the money line, but I won't be surprised if the Bears win. The reason why I'm going to go with the Cowboys is because which quarterback would I pick in that game? I want to go with Dak Prescott. 100%. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott. Which core of wide receivers would I pick? Definitely going to go with the Cowboys. Which tight end? Cowboys. So offensively, I think that the Cowboys have more firepower, and I think that the Bears are really bad on defense. They're okay on stopping the run, but their defensive backs, you can pass all over them. Look what the Lions just did to them. Now on the flip side, I do see the Bears having a lot of success on throwing the football against the Cowboys' defensive backs. They're banged up. I still believe they don't have a couple of their cornerbacks. Bland, I think he's a really good cornerback, and he's apparently going to be out of the game again. And Russell Wilson looked like he was the old Russell Wilson. I mean, he was just lighting up the Cowboys' defensive backs. I mean, how many times are you going to let a wide receiver get in front of you, man? I mean, was that like deja vu 3 or 4 times in a row with the Cowboys? This is after they took the lead every single time. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, it was embarrassing for the Cowboys. Like, hello, stop letting them get behind you, man. Like, go back more. Like, geez. Like, it was ridiculous. So I do see the Bears scoring some points. Okay? All right. Cardinals and San Francisco. I'm going to go with the total first half of the game to be under 22.5. Say that somehow it's under 22.5 points for the first half of the game. Both teams combined under 22.5. Lions against Baltimore. I'm going to go with the Lions for the entire football game, not the half, the whole game, to be under 23.5 points. I say that Baltimore shuts them down to where they don't score 24 points or more. Okay? Kansas City against New York. Kansas City gets their first win. Kansas City gets their first win. However, I'm not taking them to win. I'm going to go with the under 45.5. I like the under in the game. I think that Kansas City will shut them down. I do think that the Giants' defense is pretty decent. You got to remember that they just played the Cowboys and they gave up 40 points. But you have to understand, the Cowboys have a potent offense. They got big receivers, big tight end. Who the hell do the Kansas City have? They don't got nobody. They got nobody. Yeah, give me the under. Give me the under, 45.5. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, we finished them all. Yeah, because we're not doing college, so it went quick. So those are my picks. Hopefully we'll get 60%, 57% winner on all of those. we'll see what happens. You know, some weeks are going to be better than others, but so far for the year, I'm averaging in NFL crazy. I'm like, it's crazy. I'm averaging over 60% on the NFL. That's insane. Last week was 67%. So that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, now I'm gonna upload this video for you guys, and then I'm actually gonna roll out. I was thinking about doing a live crap session for you guys, where I'm gonna do my 6-8 towers system, and my 6-8 towers craps strategy is a bankroll builder, and it's pretty dang good, and it's really cool. I actually put that in. I put that into AI, and I calculated it everything, and it was a really challenge to get AI to finally do it the way that I wanted them to calculate it, because they kept coming back and giving me the house odds on the 5 and the 9 that I add. And I said, don't do that. Stop doing that, because you're hurting my percentage. Because they kept calculating that whatever my odds were on the 5 and the 9, that they were calculating that's a 4% house edge. And I said, no, don't do that, because we're only picking up the 9 and the 5 whenever the 6 and 8 are hit. So anything that goes on the 5 and 9 is going to be casino money. So therefore, I'm treating that as it's free. So there is no house edge. How can it be a house edge if it was free bet? So I was able to finally get Gemini to understand that. And then when he recalculated it all, and we made an adjustment as it finally started to understand what I was doing, and how it also understood that I give myself 3 attempts for each level. So once it finally got on the same page as me, and did the math correctly, it ended up coming out. I was blown away by this. My strategy that I created is a 95.47% winner. It said that you're going to win 95% of the time. That's unbelievable. Like, that's insane. So they were doing it based on a bankroll that I gave them, and the way that the whole system works. Now, one adjustment that I did not show you guys, which I'll show you in the live when I do the live. I won't do it tonight because I want to enjoy Thursday Night Football. Tell you what we'll do. We normally make our sports picks on Friday night video. Every Friday night, I always release my NFL picks. So remember that, every Friday. This is Thursday, so I'm going to release it on Thursday. So that's going to give me Friday. So why don't we do a live crap session on Friday evening? So you guys that want to watch a live crap session, you'll see it where I'll be live, okay? You can go to the channel, you can click on live, or I'll try to do it at a specific time, but I'll put a post of saying when I'm going to do it live. But it will definitely be more in the evening, not during the day, okay? But anyway, I did have to make a change where the system improved me by, when I'm playing that strategy, to make sure that I take back what I invested. Well, I'm only investing on the 6 and 8. So it wants me, before I begin my pressing, it wants me to take my profits. That way I reduce my risk, where I'm free rolling. And then if we expand from there, and when it calculated that, it came up to 95% win rate. And I was like, boom, that's what we're going to do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Good luck with your sports betting.